What is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for Monday, July 10th of 2023. We have a lot to talk about today. I wish I had made this earlier, but I worked all day yesterday at an outside event, and it was really hot. It was a cool event, but I was tired when I got home. I didn't feel like doing anything when I got home. And I had to get the sleep that I needed to get. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But guys, we have a lot of things happening today. Today's going to be a rather intense day, definitely kicking off the week in a very powerful way. So let's go ahead and just hop right into it, right? So today we are going to have this moon finishing up in Aries. Now we have a lot of other things happening too. As you can see, Mars is here at the edge of Leo starting the day. It will move into Virgo. We also are going to have the moon, which is going to trine Venus before a lot of these other shifts happen. Mercury is going to oppose Pluto. And then we have a pretty much a grand cross energy as well. So a lot of stuff to go over, a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's just go ahead and move this forward so you can see what it is I'm talking about. So it starts the day off at 22 degrees, right? We're going to move this energy forward. And as you can see, bam. You see, the day starts off with Mars king conquering over to Pluto, which I did talk about that in my weekend astrology forecast. But you can see that by the time that you guys actually are watching this video, Mars would have already moved into Virgo. So Mars shifts into Virgo. This is around 8:30 a.m. This was the Eastern Standard Time. Right now, as I'm making this, it's 10 a.m. So yeah, Mars has already shifted into Virgo. It will make a trine over to the North Node, and it will sextile the South Node. So I may make like a whole video on Mars and Virgo, just going more in depth and what it means for each of the signs. But just like a quick little tidbit with this Mars and Virgo. So it's going into an earth sign. It just had all this fiery energy and stuff like that while it was in Leo. Now it's in Virgo. Now it's going to take all that creativity and inspiration and that passion and implement on the day to day and really start to make some changes. So whatever it is that was inspiring for you or motivated you while Mars was in Leo, even though Venus was trying to catch up to it, there's this element where it's like, you know what, I got to go and get things done anyways. I got to make this thing happen. I got to start to implement these things into my day-to-day reality. Any actions that you took or in Leo while Mars was in Leo, and that you already have been establishing like a routine with it, you're just going to have more juice and more fire if you continue to work on these things while Mars is in Virgo, because Virgo is all about routine. It's all about the day to day. It's also about service. So this is going to be, and it's going to be conjunct, of course, Pallas Athena here today as well. So there's going to certainly be this element here, especially with the trine over to the North Node in Taurus, which is teaching us all about value, recognizing our value, realizing what is truly worth it, and realizing that, things that are really worth it can take time to build and grow. It's not going to happen overnight. And that even with the sextile to the South Node, how sometimes we do kind of have to go through the mud. We still have to sometimes trudge through the toxic environments to kind of get to the beautiful places that we want to. Whereas, we want to see the beautiful flowers. We want to have like the vision of the flower bed. Jupiter's here in Taurus, influencing this energy, right? We want to have like the vision of like this flower bed and everything like that. We want it to look beautiful, but sometimes you have to like kind of dig down. You have to like clear everything out. If there's like weird worms, stuff like that in the dirt, you have to clear all that out. Then you plant your seeds, and then you water it, you take care of it, you nurture it. These are the things that the North Node taught us. So Mars here now, it's like, taking that energy and just implementing it on a day-to-day basis and a day-to-day reality, because Virgo, like I said, it rules reality, So, and we also have to think too, of course, the dispositing energy of this Taurus energy is Venus, and it's in Leo, and it's slowing down, and it's going to pretty much only go about like what, 2.5 maybe degrees over the next 11 days, 11 to 12 days or so. So she's moving like super slow. You know what I mean? Like it's taking Venus a really long time to get ready now. Like if you thought it was taking you long to get ready before going out, it's taking Venus a long time to get ready now before going out, right? So like whereas before it might have taken her an hour and a half, now it's taking Venus like 3 4 hours to get ready before going out. That's the kind of energy. It's like we feel like in general right now, it's like we felt like we had to take so much time and so much energy just to get ready, to get out and to do things and to get into the world and stuff. And we may, and here's the thing about also with the Mars energy is that we may start to kind of pick apart our actions. You know, Virgo can be very, very particular and stuff like that, but Mars is still going to be just kind of ready to go. So this is going to be a time, especially with it being at 0 degrees, and you get like this pure energy of the Virgo energy, and it's nice because we get the trining energy as well. It's like there definitely could be this opportunity where we may start to pick apart our actions and start to like be hypercritical on them, but I think this is really a moment where we really can't just be super hypercritical on ourselves right now, because we are all going through this shift in this moment where we're trying to really find the beauty again and really trying to trust our hearts again. Because that's in many ways what the Venus retrograde and Leo's going to be. It's about opening up and receiving and like trusting ourselves again. So it's like we have to be able to go out to the world. We can't always take 2 3 4 hours to get ready. You know, some things aren't going to look exactly the way that we want, right? So we have to just go out there and just take life by the reins and just really move forward, right? Now, if I move this forward a little bit, you're going to see, of course, this moon here at 25 degrees. It will make the trine over to Venus, right? Harmonious energy, right? 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 is in numerology is the number of Neptune, right? It's the number of Pisces energy. So we do get this energy right here. But the weird thing about this too is that this moon at this point will square over to Black Moon Lilith. So there can definitely be this fear that arises that if things aren't as comfortable as we want them to be, when we're trying to find the beauty in life right now, when we're trying to like trust our hearts again, to like open up, this moon in Aries can give like a very knee jerk kind of reaction. This is going to be around 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? It can be this sort of knee-jerk reaction, especially if we're not feeling as comfortable in our home as we want to, or if our home, if our sanctuary is not as comfortable as we want it to be, right? And that could be like literally our home or just even our bodies itself, right? So it's like there could be this element here where it's like if things aren't really, if we don't perceive things to be as aligned spiritually, you know, there could be this moment where it's like it could be like this sort of knee jerk reaction. I feel like this energy, honestly, with the moon trining Venus, but also squaring Black Moon Lilith, this could be this element where it's like you may, like, say, if you're like in a partnership or a relationship, you can look at your partner and be like, are they actually my twin flame? If they're not my twin flame, is it like you may get like really into your head thinking that this person has to be a certain thing and trying to put them into a certain box to sort of like define them as something. Just take a step back. This energy is not going to last as long because it's only like a couple of hours where we get this energy, or the moon being at 25 degrees. So there's definitely a moment here where we may overthink things and we may get fearful that it's like, if this person's not my twin flame, then it's not going to work out. And that's not the case. That's not the case, right? So it's like, don't be afraid, you know, of what the universe has put in front of you, because you are exactly where you need to be right now, right? You are exactly where you need to be. That doesn't mean that you're not going to take any actions and move things forward, but as far as like this current moment, you are exactly where you need to be, right? So there's that. I would say just be wary of potential knee-jerk reactions when it comes to this moon training Venus at the same time squaring Black Moon Lilith, right? Because we're wanting to feel comfortable, we're wanting to feel beautiful, and then the moon in Aries is like this firecracker that's ready to go off. So if we don't feel comfortable and if we don't feel beautiful, then the moon in Aries might want to just take some crazy action to try and feel better, right? But that's really not where we want to be going to, right? Now, as you can see, Mercury here is at the edge of Cancer as well. and it will move to that 29th degree. So as I move this forward, bam, it moves to that 29th degree, and now we have opposing Pluto. We have Mercury at the end of Cancer, at 29 degrees of Cancer, opposing Pluto, right? This is still happening while the moon is here at 25 degrees. In fact, at this is the point actually where that moon is going to be making the exact trine over to Venus. So it squares Black Moon Lilith first, and then it trines Venus, which is interesting. So the fear is going to come up before we really see the beauty in what we already have. We see the beauty in trusting our heart despite any fears that may come up, right? That's kind of the nice thing about this. But our minds are also going to be opposing this Pluto energy. Mercury in Cancer is definitely wanting to, like, we're going to be really, like, emotions are going to be at like an all-time high. And your emotions are going to be really tied to our thoughts. So pay attention to your thoughts today. Don't pay so much attention to where you take every single thought that comes through and you like overanalyze it and you put it on some sort of weird pedestal, because that pedestal is getting destroyed, right? We have Pluto here opposing this energy. So how we feel and think, and this is at the end, this is at the edge. So this is going to be more of like a larger scope kind of energy. So the way that we feel that society should look, the way that we feel that, all of these traditions and these structures and these long-standing things that we've had, the way that we feel that they should look like, yeah, we're going to be thinking about those feelings a lot today. And this is happening at the same time, like this moon is also going to be joining in the fray because it's going to move to 29 degrees today. So it's going to add even more fire to this, guys. 29, 29, moon at 29, making a T square. Making a T square. And honestly, it's effectively a freaking grand cross with the south node over here too in Scorpio. And the moon pretty much conjuncting the north node at this time as well. This app is happening around 6:30 p.m., right? At least Venus moves to 26 degrees at this point. So there's definitely going to be a decision that's made here. 2 plus 6 is 8, and 8 is a Saturnian energy, right? It's in the decan ruled by Mars, and Mars is really trying to move things forward now. Now that it's in Mercury, it's in Mercury. It's in Mercury's decan of Virgo, but it's really trying to move forward. So it's going to bring about a more mercurial kind of energy to it. But now we're really going to start to wonder some things, because we're going to be thinking about all the things that we feel about how society should look, or how it ought to look, or how we think it should look. We have all these ideals about this. This could definitely be some energy of like some truths can come out today that can really, really pull at like your emotional strings, your heartstrings to stuff. And with the moon here in Aries, people are really going to start to question who they are in this new world that's shifting. You're going to be questioning this, like, yo, all right, so who am I in this world? Like, this world is shifting forever. These traditions, these structures are falling down. They already have fallen down. There's definitely some weird covert kind of secretive energy that they can't hide anymore, that things cannot hide anymore. And this is happening on a big scale and a larger scale. You're starting to really peel back the curtain and see what's really going on, and being like, wow, I thought that this complex structure was something that was like a well-oiled machine, when you realize that's being held up by duct tape. It's not even being held up by duct tape. It's being held up by scotch tape and like freaking staples and paper clips and bobby pins. That's how it's being held up right now. It used to be solid, but it's not as solid as we think it is. And some people have based their entire personality and who they are on these decaying structures. So watch out today. Like, be careful. You may see some weird things pop off. The good thing about this energy, though, is that we have Mars that has moved into Virgo. Now, like, it was at 29 degrees, but at least it moves into Virgo. If Mars was at 29 degrees while all this energy was happening, uh, I don't want to say what I think might happen. We might actually have gotten some crazy, like, war like energy. I want to say it. We might have gotten some sort of like crazy, like war like energy. At least in Mars and Virgo, it's going to be like, oh, maybe we should think about this a little bit more. Maybe we should like not have like an entirely knee jerk reaction to this event, to this whatever, you know, someone might say something that might pop some shit off. Someone might say something about how they feel that may seriously pop some things off, reveal some shit that's been going on here. And then this moon in Aries, which is going to be like this knee jerk reaction, right, to all this energy. But at least we have Mars and Virgo now. So maybe we have to, like, hold on, wait, think about it for a second. Do we really want to just blow things up right now? Do we really want to just like blow up these situations right now? Let's think about it for a little bit. That doesn't mean that these situations aren't potentially like things that need to be shifted and changed and transformed, but we don't want to just be super, super rash today about this. We don't want to be super rash about this today because the energy is ripe. The energy today is ripe for rash, boneheaded, just doing anything to make ourselves feel better kind of energy. Gotta slow it down a little bit. Try and find the peace in the day because it's gonna be crazy. And even if your day is, say, if your day is like not crazy, say your day is mostly like peaceful and shit, like just I don't know. I think maybe like on the internet things might be crazy, like maybe things on Twitter will be like kind of just out there wild or whatever like that. But I just think that there's definitely going to, and of course, you have the sun, which is getting ready to square Chiron today as well. So we're really questioning who we are in this new world, this new reality that is emerging. Because we are heading to this age of Aquarius. I believe we're already are in the age of Aquarius. We're just like in this weird buffer zone, but there's definitely this element where it's like, yo, trying to figure out who we are and what ideals we're going to represent going into this new world. Today is like looking at this energy, there's just like so much is happening. So many shifts are happening. It's insane. And then of course you're going to have that moon. It's going to move into Taurus by day's end, and it's going to conjunct the North Node, right? It's going to conjunct it. And Mercury will be really close to shifting into Leo as well. If anything, you could tell by my expression during this whole forecast just how powerful the day today is. Like at the very least, just take that. You see how powerful the day is based off of my reactions and just showing you, because today is a day where you're going to feel a lot of pressure. Today is a day where emotions are going to be running high. Today is going to be a day where we really our thoughts may be kind of going like this. You know what I'm saying? Tied to our emotions. It's a day where we just want to feel beautiful and trust to love. And today is definitely going to be an exercise of trust, trusting that things will be okay, trusting that we can love again. And this can come to relationships or just love, what we do, and just love life and love for love's sake. I think that's what this comes down to. Some people are going to lose faith today. I'm just going to be honest. Some people are going to lose faith today. But this is also a day that can fortify one's faith as well. It can fortify one's faith as well. But, we have to have the full range of experiences here. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately, some people are going to lose their faith today because things are going to be revealed to them that it might be the straw that breaks the camel's back, to be fair. But then there's others where it's like your faith can be fortified today. And it's going to be important to take that energy into the rest of the year, because I feel like this is the day that really starts the rest of the year. Like after, like this is the day that really kicks off the second half of the year, and you will see just how dramatic the rest of this year is going to be. It's going to be dramatic. Even if like your personal life is not as dramatic, the external world is going to be much more dramatic after today. You'll see it. It'll pop off. Today might even be eerily silent, or like on the DL. But as it continues on, you will see things just starting to like come up, pop off and stuff. So yeah. Like for real. Like my advice to get through this is to just take some deep. So whenever energies get too intense today, take some deep breaths, smile, go outside, touch trees, touch the grass, look at the sun, just chill, relax, maybe listen to some good music that not necessarily dancing music, but music just kind of makes you chill, calm, you know what I mean? And also just I want to even say too, is like the people that you love, people that you care about, despite any differences that you may have and stuff, tell them that you care about them. Tell them that you love them, because with this kind of energy, you don't really know, because people can really just check in on your loved ones, right? Because you never really know what someone is going through, right? You never really know what someone is going through. It can seem like they can be all smiles and everything like that, but really they could be going through it right now. So definitely just check in on your loved ones. Tell them you love them. You don't necessarily have to have like long, drawn out conversations. Just text them like, "Hey, I'm grateful for you." In fact, I think we should really start saying that. I know we all say "I love you," but I feel like "I love you" is like I mean, love is the dominant vibration that we come here to learn and to master is love, because love, like the love frequency is what makes this world go around, this universe click. But I think I'm grateful for you is a very powerful statement, and especially with this North Node still in Taurus, right? Especially with Jupiter here, Uranus here, and the moon shifting into Taurus today, which is nice because the moon is exalted in Taurus, right? So there's going to be this element where if you can get through the day, we will feel better by day's end. It's just going to be a little tense before then, right? I think just kind of bringing about a whole thing is like, I'm grateful for you. It hits differently. I love you and I'm grateful for you hits differently, because I love you right now isn't really hitting the way that it is not hitting the way that we want to. Venus is going to be retrograding in Leo. So it's like, it's not hitting the way that we want it to right now. And it's not going to hit the way that we want it to for the duration of the rest of the year, honestly. Because even when Venus comes out of its retrograde on September 3rd, it's still got to go through its shadow period. So it's not really going to hit the same for like the rest of the year. But I'm grateful for you. That is going to be the vibration I believe that's going to really help people through this. So just tell people that you're grateful for them. So that would be my main advice, would be to just tell people that you are grateful for them. And tell yourself, like, go in the mirrors, like, I'm grateful for you. It might feel weird. It always feels weird when you look in the mirror and you say nice things to yourself. You say things like, I'm grateful for you. I love you. I appreciate you. I accept you. It always feels weird, but do it anyways, because even though you may feel weird and may feel a little goofy, that's a very powerful energy, right? Especially with the day like today, we're going to need that positive feedback loop for sure. So let's go ahead and get into the cards for today. Like, I gotta like stop beating myself up on like, I keep saying it's like I'll make the videos when I make them and stuff. I just want to make them every single day. But with the energies of the day and how important they are, I'm a little upset that I didn't get this out until a little bit later. So I gotta go in and forgive myself for not getting this video out earlier, because these energies are intense, and I want to make sure that you guys are prepared, or at least at the very least aware of what's going on. So yeah, forgive me for that. I gotta forgive myself for that. But yeah, forgive me for not getting this out sooner. Because as busy as I was yesterday, it did kind of feel like this interesting, calm moment before the rest of the year kicks off. So, all right. Yeah. We got the Eight of Pentacles, right? We got the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the Six of Wands in reverse, right? Followed by the Five of Wands in reverse. I think there's this element here where we are feeling like we're all fighting for victory. We're all feeling, we are all grasping for power. That's this Five of Wands and the Six of Wands being reversed. I think there's a feeling that there's not enough to go around. But the Eight of Pentacles is saying that there absolutely is enough to go around. But this is not something that's just going to be given to you. It's something that you have to be building. The Eight of Pentacles, I call it in the lab card, right? It's like you're in the lab, you know, you're working on your craft, you're doing the thing. It's that day. That's that Mars and Virgo. That's like you're in the lab, you're doing the thing, you're working on the day to day, and you're building it. It's not exciting, you know what I mean? It's not glamorous, it's not flashy, right? It may look like, oh, that's what you do. It's like this is the in the lab card. This is where legends are made, is in the lab. Legends are made in the trenches and in the day to day, the seemingly mundane. That's where legends are made. Because when you see the finished product, when you see the finished movie, the finished book, the finished structure, and you see how beautiful it is and all the intricate details in it, right? You're like, whoa, that's amazing. But they don't see everything else. There's definitely going to be this clamoring for a sense of victory today. We're wanting to find our victories, wanting to find, like, okay, is there anything to celebrate? Have I arrived anywhere? But then you have this Five of Wands energy, which can definitely bring up some pettiness. There's definitely an element where I feel like we are definitely searching, yearning for some type of spark, inspiration, motivation to kind of keep this thing going, to kind of keep this thing churning. And there's also going to be this sort of thing. It's like, well, is there even enough to go around? But there absolutely is. There absolutely is enough to go around. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so the bottom of the deck, we actually had the Hangman. So we had the Hangman. So there's definitely, remember what I said about trust and faith? Today is an exercise in trust and faith. The good thing is that I drew the Five of Wands. So that lets me know that whatever does come up as far as like conflict, that is not nearly as big as we think it is. But I think it's going to feel big because with the Six of Wands energy, it's going to feel like no one really wins. That's what it's going to feel like. But I think it's sort of going to be like it just is what it is. And you will win today by recognizing the Eight of Pentacles energy, recognizing what you have built up to this point, what you are working on, or shoot, maybe there's something that you really do want to work on, actually put to the test. At least we have that Mars in Virgo, and we have that Moon exalted as well. So that Moon is going to move into Taurus and trine over to Mars. So if you can get through kind of the intense storm that is the first part of the day, once you get to the nighttime, you can definitely breathe that sigh of relief and know that you absolutely have all the capability and all the tools in the world to really do some amazing things and to manifest an incredible life for yourself. Well, sometimes we have to go through these moments that are rather intense and stuff like that to really get to the place that we really need to go to. Sometimes we need that energy to really, honestly, kind of put a fire under our ass. You know what I mean? So, taking shelter, the answers are within. Oh, yeah, the answers are within, though. The answers are within. You're not really going to get too many answers from the outside world today, from the external world. You may get little clues, little hints here and there, but ultimately, there's nothing I really can say and tell you. Like, I'm not gonna. What I'm about to say might make the whole of this day null and void. There's nothing I really can say to you right now that's going to give you the solace that you need and the answers that you need. You got to go within and find those answers within yourself. That's going to be the most important thing today. So just be prepared for a lot of intense energy, a lot of intense emotions. Don't get too hung up on all of it. Just kind of breathe throughout the day. Take it slow. Take it easy. Do the best you can. Have some grace on yourself. Yourself. Forgive others. Tell people that you're grateful for them. Tell yourself that you're grateful for yourself. And by the time that the night comes, it does get a little bit easier, and we do start to feel a little bit better. Not only that, but making it through something like that, you realize just how strong and capable you are. All right. So allow today to fortify your faith and not destroy your faith. So that is going to do it for this astrology forecast. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. If you like a personal reading with me, you can follow the link in the description below to my website, jphoenix.com. So, yeah, I will even just, where would you guys go? Let's see. How would I, oh yeah, here we go. So yeah, these are the services that I offer. I have the Express Tarot and Oracle card reading. It probably will be a little bit over 15 minutes essentially. So if you watch like these videos, like kind of towards the end and how I draw the cards, that's kind of the way it will be. And then I have the astrology and tarot readings, and then like the deluxe as well, which I go even more in depth. So if you'll like to book a reading with me, you can go to my website, jphoenix.com/book online, and that's where it is. So the prices were a little bit higher. I did bring them down too, because I want to make this as accessible as possible to you guys. But at the same time, I do want to, these readings are they are important, and they do require a lot of energy to do. So that's why I have it priced the way that I do. So, but in any event, y'all take care, stay blessed, have a lovely day. Let me know what you guys think and stuff, and I'll see y'all on tomorrow's forecast. Peace out.